Okay, here is the game plan for today's video. First, we're going to look at how you can burn fat easily while maintaining muscle through intermittent fasting and how you can implement it with this program. And we're also going to cover the amazing benefits of this way of eating as well. Then we'll look at my 7 golden rules of clean eating. Forget boring diet plans or counting every macronutrient. Instead, combining solid nutritional principles with intermittent fasting is going to get you great results. Then we'll quickly look at calories and figuring out your daily intake, but we'll be keeping it simple without any geeky or scientific crap. Then we'll lay out your training, nutrition and accountability plan for this week. And of course, we'll wrap things up with your positive habit for the week and an action step to take right away. Okay, let's begin with intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is my number one tip for anyone looking to burn fat, stay lean while retaining muscle and just generally improving your health. It is so effective and I've seen it work wonders with so many people, and it can do the same for you too. We just need to make sure we get it right, and that's what we're going to do in this video. The thing I love about intermittent fasting is that it's not a fad diet. It's not hard to maintain and it's not rocket science either. You can do this and you can get great results from it. Intermittent fasting is a completely different way of eating where the timing of your meals is just as important as what you eat. That doesn't mean you can eat junk, but we're now looking closely at the timing of when you have your meals. And here's how it works. Intermittent fasting basically involves an extended break from the food you eat. Your body's main source of energy is the glucose it derives from carbohydrates. Excess glucose is converted into what's known as glycogen, and that's stored in your liver and your muscle cells, and then that's called upon later for energy. But when that glycogen bank runs out, the body turns to your fat stores for fuel. The thing is, it generally takes 12 to 14 hours for you to reach this fasted state. And when you get to the point where you're at 16, 17, 18 hours, you're really in the fat burning zone. But you're probably thinking right now, how the hell am I able to fast for 12, 13, 14 or even more hours? But don't worry about it, it's more simple than you think. You simply skip breakfast. The ideal fasting period for burning fat effectively without eating into your muscle is around 16 hours. You've already been fasting technically during your sleep, so by skipping breakfast and extending that fasted period further, you can hit that 16-hour target. For example, if you stop eating at 8 PM, skip breakfast the next day and don't have your first meal of the day until 12 noon, then that's 16 hours without food. But this is totally flexible too. Say you were working late and you didn't finish your dinner until 9 PM. Well, skip breakfast again the next day and simply hold off until 1 PM before you have your lunch. Again, that's 16 hours. Bingo. Of course, a fast means no food, but that also means no coffee or tea with sugar, sweeteners or any milk. Just black coffee, black tea, green tea or water only. But this is not as hard as it sounds. Your stomach might grumble after the first few days without breakfast, but your body does quickly adapt. But there's one important point: only do intermittent fasting Monday to Friday and then just eat normally at the weekends, because studies have shown that fasting loses its effectiveness when done continually. So here are just some of the big benefits that come along with intermittent fasting. So number one, it helps prevent brain disorders and also killer diseases such as type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And secondly, it increases levels of growth hormone, which is so important in the fat burning process and also building muscle. Intermittent fasting also helps reduce inflammation in your body, helping you recover better from your workouts and improving overall health. It keeps your heart healthy and also it reduces toxins in your body. By giving your body a break from constantly breaking down food with meal after meal, that skipping a meal and giving your body a bit more downtime allows it to then switch to getting rid of unwanted toxins. Now on to my 7 golden rules of clean eating. Golden rule number 1 is to cut out sugar as much as possible. Put plainly, excess sugar is literally converted to body fat. The sugars in sweets, chocolates and junk food, we need to reduce those as much as possible. But obviously the natural sugars you get from fresh fruit, you can have more of those. Golden rule number 2 is to eat more vegetables and fruit. These provide the vitamins, minerals and the tools that your body needs to maintain good health and wellness. Try to include fruit or vegetables with every meal you have. These should be your main sources of carbohydrates instead of processed foods. Golden rule number 3 is to cook fresh as much as you can. 2 very important items that I have in my kitchen are a vegetable steamer and a blender. The vegetable steamer allows you to cook your vegetables lightly and then they retain their goodness, all those vitamins and minerals. And the blender is perfect for making healthy shakes where you can put in fruit along with your protein powder, maybe some nuts and coconut milk. You can make some awesome nutritious shakes that you can have at any time of the day. Number 4 is to make sure you drink plenty of water. Now again, this is stating the obvious, but it's been estimated that more than half of Americans are chronically dehydrated. Men should be shooting for somewhere between 2.5 to 3 litres of water per day, and women it's estimated maybe around 2.5 litres. When you're working hard in the gym, of course you're losing water when you're sweating, and you've got to remember as well that your muscles are made up of around 79 or 80% of water, so make sure you get plenty H2O so that you can recover properly after your workouts. Number 6 is to beware of a long ingredients list on food packaging. And that's one of the reasons why I say you should try your best to cook fresh as much as possible, because there's a lot of dodgy ingredients put into these ready meals and pre-packaged foods. So if you look on the back and you see a huge ingredients list with some crazy long names that you've never heard of, then it's probably not the healthiest food for you. And the final golden rule of clean eating is to ditch your microwave. Your microwave zaps the life out of your food, robbing it of its natural enzymes, vitamins and minerals to the point where you've got food that's of no nutritional value. Once again, just cook fresh as much as you can. Everyone knows that if you eat too many calories consistently, you'll gain weight, and if you don't eat enough, then you'll lose weight. That's why most fad diets are based around calorie counting and food restrictions. But most diets fail in the long run. And there's far more to getting in great shape than just calories in and calories out. Here are just a few examples. Intermittent fasting will have you burning fat on autopilot. Weight training increases your metabolism levels and burns more calories overall. And for every pound of muscle you gain, your body automatically burns 35 to 50 more calories just to maintain that muscle. So that's why in my program we never obsess over calorie counting, and we don't count protein, carbs and fats down to the very gram in every meal, and we never restrict any foods completely either. I mean, where's the fun in that, and who wants to even live like that? It's only going to leave you pissed off and you'll end up going on a junk food bender in Pizza Hut. Instead, we're going to simplify your nutrition each week so that you can actually maintain it in the long run. That will simply involve eating clean Monday to Friday and relaxing your diet at the weekend without going too nuts. It will also mean following the 7 golden rules of clean eating we covered earlier and doing intermittent fasting, aka skipping breakfast, Monday to Friday, and then just eating breakfast again at the weekends. It's as simple as that. Of course, I would recommend buying a good protein powder so that you can drink a protein shake 1 hour after you finish your workouts. But I'm going to get into much more detail on supplements in next week's video. So once again, it's not necessary to count calories obsessively, but I do think it's a smart move to know roughly how many calories your body requires each day. And there are two ways to do this: doing a simple calculation or getting the MyFitnessPal app to do it all for you. There's actually a simple calculation for figuring out roughly how many calories an average active person requires. For weight loss, it's your current body weight in pounds multiplied by 12, and that equals your number of calories. For weight gain, body weight in pounds times 17 equals number of calories. And just for body weight maintenance, it's your current body weight in pounds multiplied by 15 equals your rough number of calories. Therefore, the sums for a 160-pound guy aiming to gain a bit of weight and size while building muscle would shoot for around 2,700 to 2,800 calories. Or a 170-pound woman looking to lose fat would aim for around 2,000 calories per day or less. But if you're looking for a way for everything to be worked out for you and a more detailed look at the nutrition and the food you're eating each day, then I'd recommend downloading the MyFitnessPal app. It's really easy to use and it's free. It's good for someone starting out to get to grips with the general numbers of calories and nutrients in their foods. But it's definitely not essential, and further down the line when you're more clued up about what's in the common foods you're eating, then you won't need it anyway. Your training plan for this week is straightforward. Hit the gym 3 times this week and follow along the workouts in your gym training diary. Train 1 day on and 1 day off, such as Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And don't be skipping any workouts. This week you're also doing a finisher exercise at the end of your workouts, and that involves doing 5 sets of 9 reps, but you'll be using half the usual weight and you only have 10 seconds rest in between each of those 5 sets. For nutrition, do intermittent fasting Monday to Friday, aiming for a 16-hour fast. And remember how this is easily done just by skipping breakfast. Relax your diet a little at the weekend, maybe have a takeaway meal and the odd treat after working hard in the gym. And remember, don't do intermittent fasting at the weekend too. Also, follow those golden rules of clean eating. Cut out sugar as much as you can, eat more vegetables and fruit, cook fresh as much as possible, drink 2.5 litres to 3 litres of water per day, beware of the long ingredients list and dodgy additives in your foods, and don't microwave your food. For accountability, once again, make sure you fill in your gym training diary completely as you go along in the gym. Mark down the weights you lift and the number of repetitions in each set in your diary's notes section. This will give you targets to beat and help you make steady progress. Also, complete that weekly review in your gym diary at the end of the week. This will help you assess how the week has gone, and then you can pick out anything that you maybe need to improve upon next week. And your positive habit for week 2 is just to make sure you do intermittent fasting every day, Monday to Friday. And your final action step, as soon as this video ends, work out your rough daily calorie intake. Remember, we covered it earlier. Either grab a notepad and do the calculation that I showed you earlier in this video, or download the MyFitnessPal app to your mobile phone and use its settings that works out everything for you. Remember, if you've got any questions as you go through this week's programme, just post them in the comment section below this video. Good luck, and I'll see you next week.